All right, well, good morning, everyone. Happy to be here to celebrate another great project that has been moving along thanks to our partnership with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. This facility has been a site that we have been working on going back to, quite frankly, the 50s and the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. As a matter of fact, this site was a site where the nation's early atomic weapons and energy program was being conducted. And a company by the name of African Metals Corporation was storing high-grade Belgian Congo uranium ore from 1940 to 1942. And it was in 1980, the year I was born. Think about how long this has been going on, and we're going to finally see it rectified. 1980, the U.S. Department of Energy identified contamination in the northwest corner of this property. It wasn't until 2009 that the property became eligible for the formerly utilized Sites Remediation Action Program, and now is when we're actually going to be seeing that remediation finally taking place. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has completed its preliminary assessment and site inspection of this Staten Island warehouse site in accordance with the Comprehensive Environmental Response and Compensation Act. Last year, the Army Corps issued an action memorandum to implement a time-critical removal action for contaminated soils with the potential to erode into the Kill-Van-Kull waterway. And today, we're finally here to kick off the project. And that will consist to remove the potential for erosion of contaminated soils along the waterway and excavation of the contaminated soils that will be disposed at a licensed or permitted landfill designed to contain such material far away from here. And this is just another example of the work that I'm so proud to be doing with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Over the last 2 years, we've seen these projects that have, been in the queue finally getting addressed. This is the latest one, but quite frankly, the East Shore Seawall is probably one of the biggest infrastructure projects, I would argue is the biggest infrastructure project for our borough. And I'm proud to say that we've been able to finally end all the costly redesigns that were going on between the city and the feds. We finally got formal approval from both parties. There is an agreement there. The cost has been addressed. I was able to find that extra money that was needed because of inflation over the last 10 years that project kept being delayed. Obviously, the cost went up. We were able to identify the funding issues. We were able to get all the permitting from city, state, and federal government ready to roll. And the city is making the final purchases for the acquisition of the land that is needed so we can begin the phase 1 of that drainage portion. So we expect the contract to be issued for that just any month now. And we're very excited about the progress that has been made on the other side of the island at the East Shore. We're also happy to see that we have I've been able to secure the funding for multiple dredging projects. This includes the Great Kills Harbor. This is an important project for the boating community, those in our community that like recreational boating and sailing. Very important that we do that dredging project, and it's something that they have been asking for quite some time. And also the Arthur Kill project, which is going to bring a lot of economic activity. The windmill components will be hopefully warehoused here on Staten Island, and we're making way for that as well, because Staten Island obviously remains a strategic location for shipment of items. We also have the New York City watershed infrastructure upgrades that are, have been taking place, and that's important for making sure we have good quality drinking water. So we thank the Army Corps for the work that they're doing there. So nonetheless, we're happy to be here to celebrate the kickoff of this remediation project, and I want to take a moment to introduce the lead here from the Army Corps of Engineers, our Colonel Alex Young.
Thank you. All right, good morning, everyone. So I'm Colonel Alex Young, the commander of the New York District for the Army Corps of Engineers. So I'm very excited to be here. So to announce this crucial removal action and the restoration of this site at the Staten Island warehouse. So a special welcome to everyone here today, and I'd like to say thank you to Representative Malliotakis for organizing this event, as well as our partners at the federal, state, and local level. So the collective team's dedication and support have been essential to getting this project finally going, and this project would not be moving forward without that team effort. So I'd like to share just some of the details with you all today on this project. So a legacy site from the Manhattan Project, as we've talked about, it has been a long and difficult road to get here where we are today. But we're here, and we finally got here. So the site was added to the formerly utilized site removal action program, or FUSRAP as we call it, in 2021, and that provided the authority for us as the Corps of Engineers to further address the site. So following our first inspection on the site back in 2021 to determine the site condition, our team noted the erosion at the northwest corners that the Congresswoman talked about. So based on those results, our team completed the action memorandum documenting that decision to move forward with the time-critical removal. So our team finally mobilized about 2 weeks ago on October 23rd out here to begin site preparations. So the actual project will involve excavation of the contaminated soils here, and then the disposal followed by the restoration for the site. So anticipated to be completed by the end of the year, maybe a little bit quicker. So I'm very proud of the collective team effort here involved with this crucial cleanup effort. So I'd also like to thank everyone for their efforts in getting us this far. We made it, we're here. As we look to the future of this site, our commitment to protect the health and well-being of this community and the environment remains unwavering. So we'll continue to work with our partners at the federal, state, and local level to solve the nation's toughest engineering problems. So I just want to thank everyone here for being here, and I will be followed here and want to introduce Senator Jessica Scarcella-Spann. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Jessica Scarcella-Spann. I'm the New York State Senator for the North Shore and East Shore of Staten Island. I wanted to thank the Congresswoman for putting this together, and of course Colonel Young and the Army Corps of Engineers for getting something done and getting something started that has been in the works for over 80 years. And you had mentioned that this first was identified in 1980 when you were born. That was 9 years before I was born. But they can get it done before the end of the year, and that's truly remarkable, and they deserve all the credit and praise for the work that they're doing here on Staten Island. It'll be such a wonderful opportunity here at the Staten Island warehouse to finally be able to have our North Shore beautiful waterfront utilized again. We have some of the most important waterfront properties across all of Staten Island, and this is a wonderful opportunity to really give it the attention it deserves by remediating something that started in 1940. So thank you, everybody, for being here today. Thank you to the Congresswoman. Thank you to Colonel Young.
All right, well, thank you very much for joining us today. We want to thank again, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers for prioritizing our Staten Island projects. And as I mentioned, this is just one of many things that we are getting on the books and on the calendar, and seeing the work finally getting started is amazing, both for this and so many of the other projects. So thank you, everyone, and have a great day. All right. What about our Army Corps workers here? Why don't you come on up here, let's get a photograph. I like your helmet.